Yo, what the hell is a flippant? All right, there we go. All right, it is the Flippant podcast and your host, Flippant. In fact, we got two hosts today. We got good old low life Lonnie out here. This segment is called the Flippant Friends, and who knows, maybe he might get a permanent spot on here. Yeah,
Hey, I'm with it, man. I'm
yeah.
with it, man.
Because what this does is it gives men and well, not just men but everyone an outlet to speak on things that normally you can't talk on in your normal life because you might get fired. Low
Yeah.
life Lonnie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, I'm a like Lonnie. You can find me with the name on Instagram, TikTok. I think Twitter too, bro. I don't really use Twitter, but I'm a writer. I like to do a lot of writing on my page, poetry, sometimes. I guess my version of like life philosophies and things like that.
So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into this first video. All right, notice that this says things that plus size travelers hate. All right, I'm not going to spoil anything here and give you my idea until you watch the whole video, and then we can comment. But if you do, and I'm talking to you, if you do want a stopping point, just go ahead and wave or hit the pause button because we could talk
Yeah,
about anything here. There's no rules.
right on, right on.
Things that plus size travelers hate. When the tray table can't come down, worrying about asking for a seatbelt extender.
So what? Whoa, whoa, time out.
All right, that was quick.
A seatbelt extender,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
bro. You the reason I can't bring my luggage on the plane. You the reason it costs $80 to bring a bag that got to go into the plane.
I have found over time that you can't attack somebody whenever they feel that they have a real issue because they're not going to listen to you.
No, yeah, no, not at all. Definitely,
I mean, with that being said, what she said there was completely outrageous. She acts like the airline is doing it to her whenever they're doing
bro.
it for her.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
like definitely going out the way, even having that thing as an option, because they could sure be like, bro, yeah, you just can't buy a ticket.
Man, if they said that, there would be a
Oh, bro,
discrimination suit out the ass.
they would at least one airline would have to close. The first one that got sued would have to close.
Yeah. Hey, so we were never meant to fly,
Yeah,
obviously. And now we made a way to fly, and you got to use some of the lightest materials and the most powerful jets known to man to get everybody and their things to another location. And then you multiply that problem by not being able to put a fork down.
man,
We're gonna
man.
keep we're gonna keep on rolling with this one. All right.
Seatbelt extender. I've never heard that. That's like somebody telling me, "Hey, bro, go grab the glass stretcher."
No, what
All
it
right.
is it clips onto to the seatbelt, and it's just a strap so they can get it around their freaking
Yeah,
stomach.
that's man. All right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
good
mean to
thing.
laugh at this because I'm pretty sure there is a problem, but they're
Yeah,
talking about having little room to move.
bro.
Little to no room to move.
I'm gonna go hit the pause button here. No shade being thrown, but who the hell put her next to the window?
Man, she got to walk past mad people
Is that
because
a
it looked like
guy?
it's a seat next to that. Oh wait, no, I can't really see because of the like the time strip. But she two seats. She's two
Yeah.
seats.
Did you know that they had an issue? I want to say like 3 or 4 years back, where they're saying that like plus size people just fit the algorithm. They're saying plus size people can't fit in a normal chair with the armrest, so they wanted these airlines to engineer bigger seats.
Yeah,
And
no, don't do that. Because then people are gonna be like, bro, if you give people an option, they will take it. Like when they make breaks safer, people don't continue to stop at the safe distance. They start stopping closer because they got cooler brakes. Like if you give people room to get fatter, they gonna get fatter. Like, and I'm not trying to be judgmental against fat people. It's just like we take the easy way out.
Yeah, I mean, either way, no matter if I wanted to communicate, right?
Yeah,
I had to write a letter and I had to send it through Wells Fargo, and they would ship it across the country for me. It's going to take about 2 months to get there.
yeah,
Now, everybody made it so much easier for me to just be able to send an email or a text message. Now I don't have to get up and burn the calories to go somewhere else. So what you
yeah,
said has validity to it. You know, if you give people this, they're going to use it.
yeah,
It's like life gets easier. So that means I don't have to change myself. But
yeah,
that's where you have to have the mentality of here's what I want to do, here's what I want to be, and I got to stay
yeah.
off of things that are going to keep me from doing that.
You gotta feel like you deserve it. Like
Exactly.
that's an important part.
Just like this 200 calorie drink I got here. You
Hey,
know,
baby.
I went to the gym and now it's like, hey, look, I think I deserve a
Yeah,
little something, for my trouble.
definitely.
And shall we keep going?
Yeah. Yeah, she touching
Narrow
the front and
aisles
the back.
and bulkhead seats. Tiny airplane bathrooms.
What they don't understand is that they make all that stuff smaller just so we have more room while we're sitting down.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we supposed to have in there? Like a
Right.
bathroom, a man and woman's bathroom with 3 stalls, and like, are you
Right,
kidding?
bro. You supposed to use the bathroom before we get on here. It's technically a road trip. We just not on asphalt.
Exactly. But they gave us the luxury and they put a bathroom on the airplane. But
Man.
people get upset about anything these days.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of her.
Worrying you're going to break the toilet.
I'm not going to make fun of her.
Down because you're fat. Tiny airport
Wait,
chairs
hold
with
on.
armrests.
Never mind.
I believe that is the end of the video. It just shows the chairs and it goes back through. We're not laughing at this woman for having problems. We're laughing at her because she created her own problem and is pretending like it's everybody else's.
That's a stick in the soap, bro.
I wouldn't even know what to tell somebody like that. Like it's like, really, like, you can't be mean about it either, because they're like part of the protected people. Oh, before we move on, there's a statistic that says that that 70% of the American population is overweight, and like 80% of that number is obese. And it's not like morbid obese; it's just like they just have like a lot of extra fat on them.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that if you talk about if you ever put in plus size, you're only gonna see women on that list because men can't be plus size. We're just fat bastards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, let me go ahead and plus size. I'm gonna go to images and look at all this.
Bro, you won't see a single beard on this whole page.
Do you see this right here? Look at this. This is proof. Like, I'm scrolling down and all you see is women that are plus size.
I guess we shouldn't assume that those are all women, bro.
This is just like, I mean, I've never heard of a man call himself plus size either. So
Hey, bro, no, not at all. Never. Can't get away with it, bro. You say that. Say you plus size to all your homies. Bro, shut your bitch. You fluffy. Shut up.
men are gonna rip each other apart.
Yeah.
But it's for it's to better ourselves. It's not to.
Yeah,
It's not to just like. It's not just to crap on you and go, oh, you fat piece of, and you're never ever gonna be anything in your life. It's like, no. How about you go fix yourself and then come back so you don't, start making so you don't break my couch.
Like, I'll go with you, you fat bitch. Come on.
But then you got here like women just lying to each other. They're just lying to each other.
Like, why can't hurt her feelings? The guy said, Motherfuckers take fat. They might be bullying you, but you might be fat.
That I don't even
They
think.
might be being mean, but it could be it can be true. And you don't have to be mean when you do it. Like you could pull a friend to the side and be like, hey, bro, we could do this serious or funny. I could make a couple jokes or like we could just get straight to the shit. But we got to make some health changes, fam. Like I want you here when my kids graduate high school with me.
Hey, that's a realist right there. Because I mean, if
Yeah.
you like, let's say you're in a relationship, because I'm a happily married black man,
Yeah.
and you're talking about, I want to live with my wife for until we're 96, and I know that
Bro, I
number.
want the statistic to hold true. I want my wife to live longer than me.
Mhm. I mean, and you put an age on that, and then you put an age on morbid obesity, and you understand that those two things don't line up.
No.
You know, now you're going to be a heartbroken widower at the age of 52 because you know your significant other couldn't put the fork down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever we say these things, we're not trying to be mean. We're trying to prolong your life so we can see everything this world has to offer.
Definitely. One thing I just noticed from living life though, as a guy having that conversation with a girl because of the way they think and like I don't want to say they take things more personal. That's just how it goes. And you got to kind of find a way to navigate around that. If you do want to bring it up one day, you can't just be like, "Baby, you fat." She gonna start crying. But you can't be like, "Hey, man, I'm really coming. I'm coming to you from the best place that I can. Like whatever we got to do to make it happen, I help. Diet got to change. I'll do it with you. But can we do some healthy living for a little bit? I want us to be here with our grandkids. You know, be able to throw footballs and roll around.
I made a video the other day, and it was talking about it was a girl who said that it was a firefighter. She was a firefighter. She was probably 3 people more than she needed to be. And she said my boyfriend broke up with me, so I lost weight. And I had such an issue with that video because it was like, well, you're super selfish because now you want us to think that he's an asshole, but you weren't willing to make any changes until he decided to leave you.
It was like I refuse to be uncomfortable until you leave. Now that you're gone, I'm gonna make you pay by doing what you wanted me to do.
By doing what I'm supposed to do, not what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right? And I get that, you know, some of these girls, like you see them right here, these girls right here, I'm pretty sure their DMs are chocked full of men.
Oh, meat pictures galore, my boy.
Dude, this one right here with the pear growing out of her stomach, like she's got men galore in her inbox. But the thing is like they use that as social proof.
Her feet. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That there's something, and it's like are you really something until a man decides to make you his? Like I don't think so. You know, and for a man to actually want you instead of just pipe you down and never take you to a movies, like you got to be somewhere around. And I'm not saying you got to be like this one right here. Like this is a perfect example of what men are looking for. Look at this.
Yeah, like that's dope.
Right? Like if she can stay like that for the rest of her life, like that's solid.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have to be.
You even got like 10 or 15 in either direction you can fuck with as age goes on.
Yeah, dude, like this is a solid. I mean, from the front she kind of looks like the side of a barn, but like from the side it's probably just a dress.
Yeah, and that's I'm about to say it's just a whack ass dress.
But I don't get it, man. Like if you over, like even this is okay. Like this right here is okay.
That's like a woman. Yeah.
This right here, okay. Like I'm pretty sure like nobody's complaining at the, and we're talking about like average men. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about, you know, but like a girl like this, and I've done a video like this before. A girl like this is looking for a man who's got muscles, who is
no kids,
6'5", and clears
5.0 Mustang GTS V8 turbo diesel power stroke convertible.
And then she goes, I want him to take care of me. It's like,
and he can't play no video games or watch no anime.
and he's got to be all about her, and he can't have sex with nobody else.
And I want to say that every dude I know to take care of their kids either plays video games or watches anime or does both, or has some type of hobby like that. They you gotta have something you can get deep into on your own.
You do. I mean, it keeps you from it. Like it definitely keeps me from looking at my inbox so much.
Yeah, bro. Or looking at other ones.
Yeah. I mean, I go to the gym. I have eyes. I'm going to see other women.
Bro, yeah. It's completely unavoidable. It's unrealistic to expect it to not happen.
I mean, I don't mean to get down the the trail on this one, because like I said, I'm not attacking anybody who's
Yeah. Because you
who.
never know what somebody going through. They could have had, I mean, childhoods are rough,
Well,
but
see, they're going
just
through a
keep
lot of
in mind that
food,
there's
and
a
that's
way to
pretty
turn
much it.
around too. Huh?
I said they're going through a lot of food. I know exactly what they're going through.
Man, like if you ever blow up and this one goes, motherfucker see my reaction to this picture pulled up, whatever the fuck I'm doing, like it's getting canceled.
You're going to get canceled. It's because we're men. We don't hold bearing whenever something like this happens. It's like, whoa, that's a big girl.
Yeah.
And then you got the other side of it,
It's
like, let me go get her
cartoon
number.
like. If you take your hand and cover the upper half, that looks like a drawing.
Did you just cover up her upper half?
Yeah.
Oh, let's stop before we get canceled.
Yeah, but no, bro, man, you just gotta feel like you deserve to be skinny, I guess. Like you as a person, like you gotta feel like you've worked the things that you Googling every day.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. I don't even think it's that. I think it's you have to be fair to the other person. We all want things. Like I want a job, so I go in and I don't just go like I want this job and you're going to pay me money. They look at my resume
Yeah.
and they go, okay, so you can do this for us, and we're going to pay you this much money, and you pretty
Mhm.
much reach a compromise in that. And now you have people who just want something for nothing, and it's like, well, that's not how the world works. And
Yeah.
what they do is they
At
sit there and
all.
cry about it, or they try to get you kicked out of the position that you're in.
Hmm.
What a world we live in.
Bro.
So you know that Andrew Tate was you know
A
that
world
Andrew
class
Tate was
kickboxer?
he was
A world class kickboxer? Because I
Eh,
just recently found that out. Blew my mind. Because
I did
I'm a
too.
huge mixed martial arts fan, bro. Like the only sport I follow religiously. Only one. And I already liked him. And when I found that out, I was like, yeah, I don't think there's much you can do.
Yeah, I mean they said he's a dangerous misogynist and was banned from what is it, Facebook or Meta,
Yeah.
and what's the other one? It was Meta and Instagram for being a misogynist,
How?
because he's saying things that women don't like, and that's pretty much it. I mean, he's not telling anybody, "Hey, you need to change who you are and you need to do this for me." He's not doing that. What he's doing is he's
Yeah.
putting who he is out there, and the women who want to be a part of that are going to be a part of that.
Yeah. I mean, the things I've seen from him for the most part, I mean, like, he says some stuff, but for the most part, he declares that that's strictly his opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of the dudes that they attack for doing stuff like that, though.
I mean, check this out. You have a preference of what of what you want to date and marry and have sex with, right?
Hmm.
Your have sex preference might be so freaking it's so wide, like it's, you know what I'm saying, like it's, these are the women I'm willing to have sex with. It's from a scale of 3 to 10. Obviously, if there was a 10 out there and she was like, yeah, I'll accept the pipe from you, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
you're gonna give her the pipe, right? But whenever it comes to date, it's who you want to be seen with, and that number on the 3 side goes up to about a 4 and a 5. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
And then you're talking about marriage. That number might still be around a 5 and a 6. This is who I want to
Yeah.
marry.
And that's just out of self respect, bro.
Yeah. I mean, if you said if you told a girl, like, she hit you up in the inbox, and let's say she was 240 pounds And she was like, well, I think you're cute. And it's like, thanks.
I was like, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's where it stops, unless you want to pursue a sexual encounter. But she's like, well, what are you, stuck up? And you're like, no.
It
was
like,
like, well,
I didn't hit you up and be like, hey, you want to compliment me?
Yeah, I mean, if she said she found you cute and she goes, what, you don't find me cute? And you're like, no. If I did, I would have been in your inbox first. But since that's not the case, and then now it's discrimination because you don't like black chicks. And it's like, what? Hold on. No. I never said I didn't like you. I was very kind to you whenever you told me that, what you thought about me.
It's just you specifically. Like you.
And then she's gonna go with the oh, so you like them twig bitches out there. And you're like, what?
Like,
no,
that ain't even it either. Have you seen your face? Like, we have to start there.
Because we're very visual creatures. She didn't hit you up in the inbox and goes, hey, I think you're very intelligent. She hit you up and said, I find you visually attractive.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know what
did you want me to lie? You're like, yeah, you cute too. Blockity block. You won't stop if I don't.
I might be a whore and a cheater, but a liar? Yeah, I'm not. No.
Well, I draw the fucking line.
So, like I said, Andrew Tate, he was giving his perspective on how he wants the women in his life, and people have an issue with that. I don't think he's ever attacked anybody personally. And what I think about the man is that he sounds great to a young 14-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he's hyper aggressive and he's doing and saying things that those teenagers have never heard of before.
Yeah, and then he's rich. So they hear that part and like everything he says is just immediately legitimized.
Shit,
like ignoring the nuances.
I mean, so you know how it's easier for men to see the women of their dreams naked right now? You know how easy it is?
Yeah, it costs like $5.
Even before that, you can go to Twitter, you can go to the hub.
Bro, Twitter is the floor of the internet, my man. Bro, it don't matter what I'm doing, what time of day it is, where I'm at. If I scroll down my Twitter feed, porn is popping up.
That's right. That's why I'm not pulling up Twitter right now, because I know it's gonna be something heavy on there.
You just, oh man, look at that puppy. Oh man, the New England Patriots just made the trade. Oh, that's quite coming up. That's cool. Back shots. Whoa.
Dude, it's
Jesus Christ.
It's like that, man. And I also stated in one of my videos that that being able to show, tits and ass is not talent. And I'm surprised nobody came for me yet, because, they're saying that they're business women. And I'm like, what's so business about selling your body, in that sense? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know that you're going to have people already, just lined up to see it.
Yeah, it's getting paid to exist, honestly.
Pretty much.
Which is cool, which is dope, but I get what you're saying.
I said that too. I said hoes are dope, but it's don't tell me it's a talent.
Completely necessary. Yeah, it's not.
They want to be on the level of engineers. Like, what?
No, bro. Hell, fuck no. You know how much time that takes?
And it took you with a little cell phone, and you pulled the strappy off your shoulder and then just went like this.
And the shit don't even gotta, like, it just gotta be relative. Like, it's such a relative, like, scope for it to be in. As long as it can fit in the sundress and bulge in two of the right spots, everything else don't matter to these niggas, bro. Don't matter.
Oh, let me ask you something before I forget. How do you feel about the body count conversation?
I don't care. I just don't want to know. I understand how life works. It's simple math, bro. It's simple math for me. Most people start fucking 16, usually 18 at the latest, right?
Mhm.
I'm 29 right now. It's easy as hell to actually, you can have sex with 5 people a year. 5 times 11 is 55. I don't want to know about that. And I'm cool with it. I'm like, I'm not going to judge you. I just don't want to know.
All right, fair enough. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more of a conservative. I'm more of a conservative man. Like everything that I see between me and my wife is private,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because if they know something, and it's not just sex between me and her, it's everything. Our finances, who makes what amount of money between each other, who pays what
Yeah.
bills. If she's mad at me, she's not going to walk out of the house and show that
Yeah.
she's mad
No,
at me.
I
She's
feel
not
that.
going to disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the same
Hmm.
way. I don't walk out of my house and go like, man, I can't stand my wife today. I don't do that because
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
decided to marry her, right?
Yeah.
So on the conservative side is well, what I need is somebody who I need to be the best man she has ever had.
I feel
You know
that.
what I'm saying? I need to be that because if I'm not that, then I feel like I'm always in competition with everybody else. And notice that
Hell
this
yeah.
body count conversation started with myself and who I am,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's
No, I
why.
feel like, because that's what I want to know, bro. Because, like, at the end of the day, there's no real way to know if I'm being told the truth. So I don't. I'm not gonna ask. I don't want to put you in a position to lie to me. I just don't want to know. I can if if I falter after that, that's on me because I'm making it up. Like you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if I don't know, then bro, I'm king dangling up in this bitch face. I can believe whatever you tell me.
Well, so since you do know Andrew Tate so well, you understand like why he says some of the things he says, and it's more of a biological thing with us, especially like let's say a woman's not going to make it to 30 and not have a kid.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like you
Because
look
too
at
much
that,
after that, you can't.
right? Like it's like that you've had sex at least once. But
Yeah,
anyways, along those lines, you understand that men don't want to take care of another man's child, and you got to understand that if she's been single for 5 years, that body count is going to go through the roof because women have needs too. And if
man,
nobody is
sticking
claiming her,
around,
then she's out there in them streets. You know, so
bro. Heavy.
I mean, like I said, I got married. I got married at the age of
And you
20.
know what? Oh my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean to interrupt you.
No, you're right. I got married at 21 because that's what I was told I was supposed to do. It was like you find a girl and you don't string her along, you marry her, right?
Yeah.
And dating back then it was hard too. So like I did what I was supposed to do, and now like I'm like the fruits of our labor is shown because we've
Yeah.
been in each other's corners for 9 years coming up. Well, 10 years if
Yeah.
you count our
That's
dating,
fucking awesome, bro. I
right?
think a lot of people think it's just like, bro, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be work like everything else. Like if you go to learn an instrument, like relationships is like that. It's not just gonna, you can't just expect them shits to be, you can't expect them to be good. Like you have to work towards them being good every day. You got to learn how to communicate with that motherfucker. You got to learn what ways they don't communicate well. Like that's why your relationship, like not yours, yours is great. Like that's how all these relationships ain't working because y'all not working on them.
Yeah. I mean,
Cause they hard as fuck.
they're not working these days. And I've seen a lot of they're not working these days because women are claiming they don't need us.
That's a fact as well.
That's why they're not working. It's like men, dude. I go to work and I see like grown men make like dude. I kid you not, they are clearing six figures just on the ground, but no women know about them. You know what I'm saying? They're just off in the cut somewhere, like just constantly focused on work. And like they're
Hmm.
not the best looking men, but they are there. You know what I'm saying? They would be
Yeah.
great they would be great
Hmm.
provider men's. And women are talking about they want a man that, is he looks like this and makes this much money. I'm like, men that look like that don't make that much money.
Yeah,
Men that look
because
like
bro, no, it's not enough time on the clock.
there's not. Dude,
Man, it's not.
it just baffles me. And then like, you know, to have a woman tell you like to your face that she doesn't need you and she just wants you there.
Yeah. Like, bro, okay. So I'm
Dude,
a
why am I
consolation
here?
prize. Yeah.
Even if I know that's cat, because I know if there's a freaking spider up on your wall over there,
Hmm.
you need me now. But see, the thing
And
is,
that's
you
what
don't.
we're driven by, bro. Like that's why I feel like I'm supposed to be here. I feel like I'm supposed to be here as a necessity, like to provide and protect the shit. So if the person that I'm feeling like most indebted to is like, oh, I don't need to hear. Like, all right, fuck you.
You realize I can leave. Like you don't get a second chance at this.
Like, bro, don't make me feel like that. That's why I'm here.
She said, "Well, I didn't need you no way. Well, I'm already out the door. Like don't."
Well, excuse me. Scoot over there. And let me go ahead. Take my name off the lease on the first of the month. And I pay my half this month. We get it. We get it pumping later.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I never said I'm a strong, independent black man that don't need a.
Bro, no, man, please help me keep track of my shit. Like,
My boy, if my wife
calm
don't
me
tell me,
down.
if my
Bro, I
wife
don't
don't
know what
tell
my
me,
social security and birth certificate is. My wife do.
right? Dude, if my wife don't tell me when my friends' birthdays are, and like I have a handful of
Don't
them,
know.
I have no freaking clue. Dude, she'll tell me.
They do that. Like, bro, I just say the words that come into my head. And so many times we've been in public situations where my wife has seen the situation happen and she know me and she just says, shut up. You got it. Because you usually right. And I was usually about to fuck something up. But like, I appreciate you for that.
Exactly. And you gotta
Yeah.
and like you gotta listen to your woman too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the only reason I don't have a motorcycle right now. That's the only reason. Only reason is because she's like, I don't fucking with it. I was like, you know what? Your intuition be right a lot of the time. I'm pretty
Well,
reckless in
I don't
dangerous
have a
situations.
motorcycle. I don't have a motorcycle right now. And my wife doesn't like the fact that I don't have a motorcycle at the moment.
Yeah,
But
that's
we'll get back on one. We'll get back. I've been
man.
busy, man. I'm like, man, I know I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna ride it for the first month, and then I'm just gonna
Hmm.
get busy again with other things, and it's just gonna sit.
I want one right now because, bro, these gas. I drive an Explorer. These gas prices kicking my ass. I drive an old one too, so gas mileage sucks. Like 15 or some shit like that. 12.
Oof.
Yeah, man. That shit ball. When it was getting close to $5, oh, I was over here sucking. I was like, man. One day I literally Googled if it was possible to trade in a used car for an electric bike. I probably wasn't gonna do it, but I was just looking at all my options.
Well, it's possible. I mean, as long
Yeah,
as you get some kind of value, but you're probably not going to
bro.
make a one for
Yeah,
one trade.
fuck no, absolutely not. You just got to go sell it, bitch, get some cash, go buy the bike. But yeah, bro,
Got to throw
it
some
was
cash on it, man.
yeah.
But you can do a side hustle. Side
Oh
hustle
yeah,
might
for
be a
sure.
little easier.
I don't
Well,
know. I've been I actually just got a pretty decent job. I have been. Well, it was that I was job hopping. I was. I guess I was job hopping, going from job to job. That's exactly what job hopping is. But yeah, no, I was just trying to find something a little more consistent. The company I was with was, I don't want to say cricket, but it was a lot of motherfuckers up there that was related. So it was kind of rough. Yeah,
well,
and
where
I
are
had
you?
been there. I was doing data. I made it up to being a tech two, and then I switched over to I'm a highway technician now. I repair guardrails.
All right.
Yeah.
If I were you, I'd get back over onto the IT side
Yeah.
because the IT side is taking off. And I know I put it the prices in one of my videos, but if you were to set $450 aside for a test and a retest for a Sec Plus or Network Plus, I'd start off with Network Plus because I want to be a
I'm gonna have
network
to talk to
engineer.
you about this shit definitely for sure.
Yeah, I mean it, dude. Like I Professor Messer on YouTube. Take a week, like after you get off work, just hyper focus on Network Plus from Professor Messer. Get the information, take the test on that Friday, and you're going to have a certification that's going to get your foot in many more doors.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit your inbox about this. I'm thoroughly interested.
All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to a couple of messages from Andrew Tate. See what we'll shake the trees and see what falls out.
If you're depressed, you're living inside of your mind. You're obsessed with how you feel. You don't care about anything outside of yourself, and you're an exceptionally selfish person. That's all they're trying to do is convince you and teach you to be extremely selfish. Let me tell you something. Depression is not real. Feeling depressed is real. So you can feel depressed, but you feel depressed, and that is a natural biological evolutionary trigger for you to change something in your life. That's your own mind telling you you're unhappy about X. If I went to jail today, I'd be depressed because I'm in jail. I haven't caught depression. I don't have a disease. I'm just upset with my situation. Yep. I have people mess with me all the time. I'm fat and I can't get a girlfriend because I'm depressed. I'm like, no, pancake lover. Because you're fat and you can't get a girlfriend. Do you understand? Yeah. No matter what the worst thing that could possibly happen to me on earth, I will feel sad, but I will recover and I will not become depressed because I don't believe in depression. If you're in an old haunted house, right? You have two people in two haunted houses. One believes in ghosts and one doesn't. You hear some noise in the night. The wind blows, right? The man who believes in ghosts is like, oh no, ghosts. Now he's scared, right? He wants an exorcist. He can't sleep. He's scared about ghosts. He's paranoid. The guy who doesn't believe in ghosts goes wind, whatever, goes back to sleep. Do you understand that it's the belief that gives it power? Right. If you don't believe in ghosts, the ghosts can't hurt you. If you don't believe in depression, you can't become depressed. And I refuse to believe in something that's going to weaken me. Why would I believe in something that's going to weaken my ability to deal with problems in life? Why would I do that? I'm temporarily.
So Andrew Tate, he's not a doctor, but I do understand where he's coming from. Yeah. He's saying that if you're sad, don't try to diagnose yourself with depression, because depression is actually real and it hits people hard sometimes. And it's like an uncontrollable thing. So you can be happy one moment and you can be like just straight up like nothing changed except for whatever chemicals, and now you're feeling this low, right? Yeah. So I don't want to discredit like what depression actually is. Yeah. But you have new people these days who do feel sad about something that they can control, and they're diagnosing themselves with depression. Yeah. They tried to give me a diagnosis of depression, and I tried to make myself just like depressed. I'm chipper. Like, what do you mean? Like, but like, if you start talking about some of the times where it's like, well, I came from a military job and went straight into a civilian job, which I would never recommend. If you can stay around the military when you get out, do so, because there's nobody else like you. Right? There is nobody else like you, and it depresses you because you can't speak the way you want to speak without people feeling some type of way. Yeah. You know, so there's men out there who did, and women who did come from the military and go back to their hometown in Wisconsin without any military folks. And like, they were used to waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, having a schedule, PT till 7, eat breakfast for 30 minutes, head to the shop where you already knew what you were going to do for the day. And then they get to a quiet location and they're like, they can't deal with it. And do you know what happens to those people? They self-delete. Yeah. They self-delete. Now that is depression. But if you're fat, which is a controllable issue, and you're like, women don't want me, which is a controllable issue, and you're not making much money, which is a controllable issue, then yes, you're sad for the moment. You hit a rut, a rock in a hard place. And I'm not saying it hasn't hit everybody before, but that's not depression. That's just a hole you need to dig yourself out of.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like you were saying, I'm not saying depression don't exist at all, but I get what he was saying. And like you were saying, in regards to sometimes, bro, that situation just sucks. And you got to fight a little bit to keep your head above the water. Sometimes you got to tread that water until somebody come help you out, until you can find your way to land. People don't know how to stick with things when it gets tricky.
I mean, look how fast the world is moving now. It makes it really hard to stick with anything.
Fuck yeah. Especially when it looked like everybody getting everything done in 2 days.
And you know, people just be capping on the internet. Like let's understand. Like if you see some of these guys, they're like, "Well, I'm a high value man." Look, about 10% of the population makes over $100,000. I think
That's
it's
what
less
I'll be
than
talking about. Yeah. Like the numbers don't match up, bro. The numbers don't match up for everybody to be a high value man. I don't make 6 figures a year. I'll say that right here blatantly for anybody who's listening. If you feel like a piece of shit because you don't, I don't either. I got 3 kids, family. Regular man,
right? And I think
bro.
it's good to actually show people like anything regular happening. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we have our ups whenever you get like whenever like you overpaid for your mortgage and then they send you a check back. Like,
yeah,
yo, that's a good day. Like
yeah,
that's freaking awesome. We got
yeah,
$2,000 we didn't know we were gonna get
yeah.
back. You know what I'm saying? And then you have those times where the adult tax hits you and it's like you didn't pay enough in your taxes last year. So we're
So now
gonna
you
take
gotta
it
pay
from
some
this
more.
paycheck.
Hmm.
Regular people doing regular things, and nobody wants to talk about regular things because everybody thinks that you got a clout chase, you got to fake
Yeah,
it until you make it, but that only depresses you. It makes you sad.
because you are literally chasing something you cannot achieve
Yeah, or you're
because it's
telling
not
people something.
there. Those people aren't even doing that.
Dude, you know how great it would be if I can just like go, all right, well, I just made a check and now I'm gonna go buy a Lamborghini with it because I don't have
Bro,
anything else to do with it. Like
man, what?
I
That'd
would
be
love
sweet.
to.
Yeah. And then another thing, I think a lot of people, especially a lot of young people, like I'm talking like 18 through like 24, I don't think they understand. A lot of people are out here financing a lot of stuff. You're not broke. They just have credit. Like that's it. Like when you see that motherfucker swiping that card and he not putting no pin in, that's credit. He just bought that shit with credit and he paying for it later. Don't feel broke. It's just not your time yet. You have to acquire things over a length of time. That's just how it works. Less than 1% get to do it quick like that. It's such a small percentage. You shouldn't strive for it. Strive for the best you can do, and if it happens, that's great. Probably not though.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with cutting your dream in half. Like
Man, what?
I wanted the GT 350, but turns out that mother was $85,000, and that's pretty much a mortgage.
Yeah,
And then I was like, well, I can go with the the GT the 5.0. I can go with that and like make
yeah,
it into whatever I want. And what I get from people is that is one of the sexiest 5.0s I've ever seen, and it's
man,
because I really
bro.
wanted the GT 350.
And then on top of that, like life's not over. You still got half of it left to live. We
Exactly.
never know what's behind. You never know what's behind the next door.
I mean, you kind of have a sense of where you're going,
Yeah.
especially if you study yourself the most out of anybody else. You know exactly where you're going.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know exactly where I'm going. Like if I want to go network engineering, I know exactly how to get there. And I know what my salary is going to be on day 1 and I know what my salary is going to be on year 20, right?
Hmm.
So with that, I plan the rest of my life. It's like, well, at this point, I can send my daughter to college now, like on me. You know what I'm saying? It means I'm
Yeah.
going to have to sacrifice some of the things that I wanted now because I am not a rich man. I'm not,
Hmm.
I'm an average man. I'm gonna have to
Hmm.
sacrifice some things, but my daughter she's not gonna have to sacrifice the way I did. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And that's the
Hopefully it
goal
creates
for
better
me anyway.
times.
Yeah.
So I mean, even with that, it's just like like I know what my future is going to hold. And the only thing that's going to catch me by surprise is if somebody wins the lottery and gives me the money.
Yeah.
Because I don't play the lottery. So that's the only way
Yeah.
something's going to change for me. Or like if I just so happen to, get YouTube famous and that happens like an overnight thing where you start hitting the algorithm and you find out that your message is actually something that people want to hear,
Hmm.
right? And then from there, like it's not like I'm gonna get rich. I'm gonna like if I can clear an extra $55,000 a year, that doesn't make me rich. It just makes it so I'm capable of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. People think that money is just like if you
gotta think about it like a resource at the end of the day. Like you don't get a bunch of food and just like you don't go grocery shopping and then just start dispersing your food out amongst like, oh nigga, you hungry? Oh hey bro, you hungry? Hey, you hungry? Hey, let's eat all this shit up real quick. Oh damn, I don't got no food for 2 more weeks now. Let me go get a food loan. We don't do that. But we do that with the cash. As soon as we get it, it's like, oh yeah, what can I buy? Like, no, sit that shit down somewhere. You're gonna be hungry later.
Yeah. I mean, if you can hack it, put 50, I would say at the least match your company whenever it comes to your money. Whenever it's a retirement account, match the company. Because I know my company matches up to 6%. So I started off with that. And then after that, I grew it to about 20%. So I don't whenever I get paid, I see this much money and I'm like, this is all I have. You know what I'm saying? And then from the next week, whatever I didn't spend that week, I put it into a savings account for a rainy day fund. So that new fresh money that comes in, I'm like, okay, this is what I have to spend, what I have to spend, not have to spend. You know, and it's been working out for me because I mean, I think I've gotten the American dream already. You know, I have the house and I have a car and my wife has a truck and we have a daughter and there's not really much I want to do for myself anymore.
Yeah.
It's more like
I think knowing what you want is important because a lot of people have that and think that they wanted some whole other shit. Meanwhile, what you want more money for? To do this, but in a bigger space? Like,
dude, there was a video, not a video. Yeah, I think it was a video. It was a TikTok video. A dude was taking a video of I want to say an Aventador in Dubai that was just kind of abandoned. Like, first of all, you'll never see that here. Second of all, that lets me know that car is just as much junk as one that's in a junkyard over here. That means somebody really wanted it, had to have it, customized it, and then was like, meh.
Fuck it.
Yeah, he just
wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah. So if you think I want a Lamborghini Aventador, I probably don't. Like I have way more fun, and I feel like I can tinker with my car more.
Wait, bro, check this out. You know what? I would have never thought. Hold on. This thing is such a giant part of my life. Never would have thought. You just getting up there trying new shit. Cheaper activities, you know. I built that thing pretty much completely. Everything but the frame and the fork I done changed up. Like fuck, well, I can't think of what that shit's called. The bottom bracket, the part where the pedals connect into and spin, like I switched that shit up. Fucking wheels, pedals. I forgot what we was talking about. I got excited.
Well, if you came out to any military town, you would have a lot of friends out here because that's what they do. Like they ride pedal bikes, and there's such a big community on it. It's not even funny.
Man, I live in Georgetown, bro. I'm like the only cyclist out here. Everybody else is 55 years old.
Well, I mean, like it's out here, you'll find people that age and older riding pedal bikes. It's because they can't run anymore. So, like I said, you'd have they probably actually, if I were you, I'd stay away because they'd scoop you up. They call you Black Bull and everything and be like, yo, here's my wife.
Wow, I got one too. I'm going to go back over there.
Here. Well, what I want you to do is I want you to take my wife out on a dinner date. And you're like, what? And he's like, yeah, my treat. And then you just fall into this whole little trap.
Yeah, wildlife. Wildlife. Remind me of this Ace of Spades shit I had read about a while ago.
I heard that shit was trash. Ace of Spade?
No, not the alcohol.
Queen of Spades.
That's the shit right there. Yeah.
Dude, imagine a woman seeing just as nothing as a sex object. And then you get into that world and you're like, I can't be here because like every time I come into the room, she wants to sit on my face. And it's like, I'm trying to play video games.
Bro, let me get my Overwatch on.
That's what I mean, some people claim they want it until they got it, and then they want something
Bro,
different.
it's too much. Yeah. I don't think, man, that much sex just don't seem comfortable. You seem like your penis will go raw. You get all dinked up and bent up all the time. Golly, you know.
Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
My back hurt too much for shit like that these days.
Let's figure out what other message this man has for us in here that people are trying to destroy this man's career over, I guess.
Oh, they're not gonna get him out of there.
Real men cry, and if women can cry, men can cry too. There's nothing wrong with it. And there absolutely is something wrong with it. I'll explain to you why. Life as a man is far more difficult than life as a woman.
On that note, I want to say this. My wife is not here for me to cry on her shoulder. I'll tell you that much right now. Anytime I've ever had a life issue, my wife can't help me with it because she does not understand what it feels like to be a man in this situation, right? That's why I have male friends. I have one good friend. I call him Bent, and he lives in Seattle. We serve together. We've grown the same, since.
Yeah.
And we know each other's issues. My wife does not know what it feels like to be the leader of something so sacred and something so delicate that I can't cry on her shoulder, because at that point, she doesn't see me as a man she needs me to be.
Yeah.
She sees me as weak. And what that tells me is that what he's about to say right now is absolutely true, because this is my wife we're talking about. I don't cry to my wife whenever I feel hurt. I don't do that. I call up one of my friends and they tell me,
honestly, in a moment like that, you need to strategize, and that's not where you can go to do something like that.
Exactly. I can't just wallow in self-pity. I can't do that, because then that means we fail. I need to get back on the ball, and I need somebody who's going to tell me where I'm messing up at. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and listen to this message, because like I said, I felt the first part already.
One of the key components of manhood always has been and always will be, we have the ability to control ourselves and not act emotionally. Females are more emotionally driven, more emotionally impulsive than a good man should be. Saying that I felt like crying, so I cried, this makes me a real man, is as stupid as me saying, well, I felt like smashing his face in, so I smashed his face in. This makes me a real man. No, the hallmark of a real man is controlling himself, controlling his emotions, and acting appropriately regardless of how he feels. And throughout human history, this is exactly how men had to live their lives. Do you think that the teenagers storming the beaches of Normandy felt like crying? Of course they did. But they also knew that that wasn't the correct thing for them to do. They had a duty to commit to, they had an honor, and they did what they were supposed to do regardless of how they felt. That is the mark of a man. Weakness and absolute submission to your feelings are not the hallmarks of men. It's not the way society has ever been built. It's never been built off the backs of men who were crying their eyes out because they felt like crying. The only kind of men who advocate crying are the kind of men who do not have enough self-control to prevent themselves from crying. Because, well,
so I think on that note,
we're speaking activities.
there is what women think that they want from you versus what actually turns them on. If they go like, I like a man's like mind and like it's okay to cry, like you're living in a fantasy.
You mind if I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Them same dudes that just bust out in tears over anything is them same dudes that's gonna tell you to your face they gonna kill themselves if they leave. It's them same dudes that only hit you this time because you made them that fucking, like, bro, it's the same type of motherfucker every time.
Hey,
You
and
can control yourself.
Right. He's saying if you submit to just like your impulses, you're never, dude, I felt some type of way one night, felt the need for speed, and I may or may not have just dropped a gear and rolled up the hill. You know what I'm saying? And then, the cops had pulled me over, and I was definitely, what he said I was doing was I was speeding. And that is an understatement. Because I tell you, I got 463 horsepower, but like what I was feeling in that moment was freaking let's burn some tires. You know what I'm saying? And like it was
Yeah.
the wrong thing to do. It was a residential road and it should not have been done. I'm a lot better
Yeah.
these days at controlling that aspect of my life that wants to. And I make enough money to where like I can go to a safe place with all the gear in the world, fire suit, helmet, gloves, boots, and set times if I wanted to, and then brag to my friends about this timesheet, you know.
Yeah.
But instead, I did something that I should not have done, and I didn't get an attitude with the cop. I felt that emotional rush that I needed to do this, and it ended up backfiring. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's simple.
And crying was not going to get me out of that ticket.
Bro, no. Couldn't think of to get you picked on. As a grown man crying in the face of adversity, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, bro, it's just not. You don't do that shit, bro.
My wife probably would have left me if I started crying after that.
Man, what? You can't. No way. Man, check this shit out. You had a red light. This motherfucker had a red light. You accidentally cut him off, but he won't let you off the hook. And you start crying because it's okay to cry. Bro, he getting out that car and whooping your ass because you an easy dub now. In front of your whole family. You got motherfuckers in the car seat in the back crying because you was crying. Now you getting beat up.
I will say there was a time back in the day I did see my dad cry, and that just threw me off. He cried and he gave me a hug, and I just said, and you know, I was young, and there was none of this going on here. It was a biological reaction to something that I've never like. It was like, so this is why men don't cry, is because like everybody else that is supposed to see you as their rock kind of become distant, was like, we'll just let you. But women, it's totally different. If they start crying, everybody, you know, they group hug it up, they sing Kumbaya, like, totally different. Totally different. And I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong. I'm saying that I've seen better results if I
can see what works.
Yeah.
From my own personal experience.
Don't be out here crying. That's the ticket. Don't do it.
Hell, that ain't never one that has never solved anything for me. Like your boy have been in some situations. Tears wouldn't have got me out of any of them.
If you could just look over they might have helped you out to get you the hell out of the office, but past that.
Yeah, after high school, tears wouldn't solve it. No man problems.
Shit. Well, we got another one coming up. Let's see what he says here, because, like I said, they're trying to cancel this man, and I haven't heard anything yet that wasn't to my benefit. At least
I heard one thing where he was talking about he's talking to chicks, and he was like, "I want y'all to understand something." He's like, "The average everyday man is not out here waking up like, oh, I'm gonna press the fuck out this stupid bitch today. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna beat her fucking ass. I'm gonna make her feel like shit for being a woman." He's like, no, he's working in a fucking coal mine on a highway, 12 hours, 16 hours a day to make sure that you can eat fucking food. Like, I don't understand. I ain't never heard the dude say nothing really, not even out of pocket, if you take the time to listen to what he's saying and not take the time to hear what you can be offended about.
Yeah, I mean, being an advocate for men over the past, I want to say like 2 or 3 years, being an advocate for men, it's been one of those things where, like, at first I have to get men to see it. Like, I have to get them to go like, hey, look, these are some of the trials and tribulations you're going to go through being a man. Now, if you decided to take out the other half of the human population, men get along. And I know this because whenever I went to a commune at first, where we had a mixture of men and women, and this was after boot camp where it was nothing but men, we might have had our squabbles, but like when people fell in line, and how we created our hierarchy was understanding that I'm better than you, and I got picked for this because I'm better than you. So you fall in line. Unless you can beat me, you're under me, right? So like I said, everything smoothed out after the first week or two in boot camp. And then I get to a comm unit where now you have this PFC female that's running the shop because like everybody in the shop wants to pipe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, where is this even? Why did she get away with? You know what I'm saying? And then I go to a grunt unit where it's nothing but men, and the same rules applied. You can't beat me, so you can't lead. And we were smooth after that. We had our squabble. Like I had my difficulties with the staff NCO until he reminded me I earned my rocker, bitch. Now I'm Neil, and I'm sitting there like, God damn.
Yeah, man.
And then I was just like, you know,
even when it comes to, I don't know, it's just the dynamic and like even just women in a situation of like, if you got 5 dudes in the room, they can just sit there. An hour and a half might go past, nobody say nothing, but they are cool and content. Bro, you do that with women, somebody might just randomly scream because they can't handle that type of silence. Like they just like they can't. I don't know what their friendships are based on, but it's it's not just strictly the person or the people that they dealing with. It's I don't know how to explain it either though. It's just weird. I guess because my brain don't work like theirs.
Well, women are social creatures, and they think that, well, for the most part, they think that quantity in friends is what really matters. But like I said, I got a handful, man, and I can't even remember their birthdays, but I can remember most conversations that we've had where where if I've had a problem with one of them or something like that, and it's like we sat there and talked it out like men. We see eye to eye, and that's where you start like cutting out some of those men that you don't need in your life anymore. And it's not because they're bad men; it's because their views don't match yours, and I'm willing to do so. You know, clean house as soon as like that becomes inconvenient at that point. But like I said, everybody new that I meet is an acquaintance. That's it. And they don't earn the title of friend until this point right here. They don't, and I don't go, oh, this is my best friend. I don't play those games. This is a friend. He called me at 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna answer my phone and figure out what he needs because he's my friend.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how I see it. And then my wife looks at me, and my wife is jealous of the friendships that I have. Right? She's jealous of me. Not in a bad way, you know what I'm saying? She's
no, I know what you mean.
She can't seem to make those kind of friends because now you're talking about today's women who are treacherous,
superficial,
who are backstabby. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're talking about today. Like, I don't find it treacherous that a man wants some sugar walls. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my wife was giving up her sugar walls to the man, look, I'm not upset with him because he's going to catch whatever he can catch. That's my wife's problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you messed up because you can get dick anytime you want. You know what I'm saying? So that means you need to control yourself.
Yeah, because I was going to say, you can say no anytime you want to.
Exactly. But for a man to be searching for sugar walls, if it comes that easily, more power to you, man. There's another notch on your belt, and it doesn't come easy for men. But like I said, she's jealous of my friendships because women have gotten so bad these days that they're flaky. Imagine if you and I planned to go to the beach. Well, it's 7:00, my dude. Let's get our ass in gear. We're going to the beach. But for women can be like, the next day, like she makes plans with you tonight, and the next day she's like, yeah, no, I'm not going.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go. Like, bro, what? I cleared my shit. I cleared the whole fucking day out for this bullshit. I had to get ready. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
It just be flaky, man, and that's what she can't stand about him is that she can't make plans with him.
But like, if a guy gets kicked out of his house, he can definitely go to his homie's crib. But chick get kicked out, oh, don't bring that mess to her friend's house. No, bro, you can't do that shit. Like, she can't go sleep on her homegirl couch
because she knows she's gonna try to get in with her man. And what I would say
bro,
is, why are you befriending hoes?
Like, why are you accepting somebody you suspect to be like that so deeply into your life?
And even on that note, like if we understand that women are shady like that, then it brings up the point that my wife has every right to be jealous of my friendships because, like I said, I am a man. I make friends with men. I don't think I have one female friend, and it's because I can't.
Yeah.
If I asked a woman for to help me out with a job around here, the type of jobs I'm going to get, and I'm not belittling these jobs at all, they're going to be like retail and childcare and jobs that make below what I would need to for my family to survive, right? And I can't do that, which is why, you know, my 5 friends, like if I needed a job, they got me. You know what I'm saying? I might have to move, but they got me.
Yeah.
And it's a job where I could step into and either maybe a slightly decrease in pay or a slight increase in pay, but I'm going to be right around the same area. And it's not a dead end job like retail where, you know, I can't go anywhere. So that's why me and friends, they can't, me and women, they can't tell me anything on how to get to where I need to go. So they can't be friends.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that. It's not enough. And I don't want to say it's not enough, but it's not that it's not enough value to come from. It's the experience, the value of the experiences don't equate. Like your experience would be valuable for somebody more like you, as opposed to the friendships I would need. I would need experience for somebody who would have more valuable information from somebody like me. Like the value's still there, just equivalent in different spaces.
Yeah, if you tell me to start an OnlyFans, I'm just gonna cut you off real quick. Like,
bro. Oh yeah, just swing your dick around. Like, all right, bro, check this out. Go home. we figure this shit out later. I'm about to call somebody with some good advice.
Like I said, which is why we can't be friends. Oh, and another
thing I noticed, bro, they get really stuck on trying to be right at the end of the shit. Like you'll be talking to the motherfucker about some serious shit. Next thing you know, like you stuck on the topic that wasn't even part of your main topic. You're just like, bro, how the fuck are we here? That's what I was talking about over there.
How do we start talking about your problems? Like we're talking about mine.
Like, bro, I was talking about how the fucking Ruru crashed because of Ukraine, how Roblox costs more. Now we over here talking about emotional intelligence.
You want to know one of the most messed up messages I heard whenever I was a kid, and it was like my dad. He's got some zingers that I've followed through to a T. Which one of them was marry a military woman, because like the benefit of that it will far outweigh the negatives which it has. You know, so I listened to that and I thank him for that message. The other message he told me was, I only make friends with women because women can do something for me. And I said, I was like, but the only thing they can do is like, I mean, to clear your mind is polish the knob a little bit, maybe give you some sugar walls, and you're still stuck back with the same problem you started with. Now you just feel drained like that. Yeah. That's it. And like growing up, it was like, I can't see myself trying to hang out with this person if all they're going to do is flake, or they only need something from me. They need advice that they're never going to use. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
say that again?
They use advice, or they need advice from me that they're never going to use.
Yo, okay, so that's not just an experience that happened to me. I just thought I gave bad advice.
I mean, you look at them and you think rationally. It's like, oh man, I lost my job.
I didn't want to hear that. I just wanted to complain. It was like, oh shit, damn, go do that over there.
Well, we're not like that. Like, dude, if you have a problem, all right, I can only talk to you.
The first thing I'm gonna do is try to fix it.
Yeah, like we're gonna go at it. And if you keep on coming to me with the same problem because you haven't tried anything yet, well, I don't know what you want from me. Hey, call me back whenever you figure it out, because I gave you everything I could. I thought I gave you the most rational thing in the world, but
only thing I got left is blank stares. Like, bro, I don't think they realize how emotionally exhausting that is. Like, even if I listen without saying nothing back, my brain is still going 1,000,000 miles per minute. Like, well, if you would have done this, and that, we wouldn't be here. But go on, yeah, this would have fixed that. All right, I told you last time, if you'd have just, fuck.
Man, I can't believe I got that fat bitch pregnant. Didn't I tell you to stop? Didn't I tell you to stop? You know what I'm saying? Didn't I tell you to stop? But you over here raw dogging it like, you know, like you got snipped. But Yeah, you created your own problems, my guys. And I would tell men that don't be whores. Like, don't go out here and have sex with every woman just because you can.
Value, you only get one of them little dangly things, bro. You can fuck it up beyond repair. You definitely can. So stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Hey, bro. Monkeypox is coming from sexual interactions. And this is a statistic I feel like the world just needs to know. At least on Android, Grindr stay in the top 25 on social apps. But ain't nobody gay. 1% of motherfuckers is gay. But gay date maps stay in the top 25 on the social apps.
Well, I think it stays in the top on because it's the not the most lucrative, but it's the most honest thing that you can do because like you're dealing with men here. All right, men already have a sexual appetite that's beyond reproach. Like it's
So
like
check this out, right? As a bisexual man, like I'm off the market completely. But in the day, bro, niggas are disgusting. Like and relentless. Is I know where you're going with it. It's just like you would just be sitting there chilling, minding your business, and fucking hairy buttholes. Like, bro, get this out of my face. This ain't what I asked for. Even if like I was cool with it, like this was the type of butthole I wanted to look at. It's not the one I asked for. It's just like, yo, y'all gotta learn how to chill the fuck out. That's why y'all not getting no pussy, bro. It's that simple.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever sent. Actually, I sent one to my wife, but it was only one, and I don't know. Like whenever I went back to look at it, I was like,
I sent one to my old lady after we fucked. Like I make jokes to her all the time that I used to just send them bitches out like motherfucking free condoms at the clinic, but no, not really. Not really. That's fucking weird, bro.
I can't see myself like shooting myself in the foot before I ever get to some sugar walls. Like it's like not at that point. Like I've and like
what you gonna do if she just want to be an asshole and say LOL back? No matter what you got, no matter what you know you got, a LOL is gonna hurt your soul.
And we already know that it's like a like let's say I wear really short shorts to gym. If I have tattoos on my legs, people are gonna see them, right? Before that, I would have never thought about putting a tattoo on my leg until like I started wearing short shorts, and it's like, well, now I can because people would see it. But then I was thinking, I'm gonna get a tramp stamp. It was like, but why would I get something that nobody can see?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, why would I do that?
Exactly.
Dude, it's so wild to sing, man. And I tell you, I'm probably gonna make this into like a bunch of little videos that you can send out because I guarantee you nobody's got the attention span to watch an hour and a half of a video. Like it does. I'll post up this video, but like I'm gonna cut it up into the little sections because we were talking in really good sections here.
Yeah.
So, but we can
the back and forth flow pretty smooth. This shit felt natural.
Yeah, dude, that's what I said. Like if there was one, we'd have a difference in opinion. But like the thing is that like we'd have to stop at a certain point because like then she's gonna get really pissed off at the message, and it's like it's not bad. Like I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying like what I've seen. But we can definitely do this again. And like I said, if this thing blows up, we could be like the new ABBA and Preach. And just
that'd be dope. Like Beezus and Mero before they broke up.
Hell yeah, man. But we're gonna go ahead and end this one here. You can stay on after I end the broadcast. But for everybody else, I want to thank you for watching. If you have nothing else for me, I have nothing for you, and I'll see you in the next one.